Hello everyone, today I'm going to be opening a Christmas present. It's not for me, it's for my mum. This is a Karcher AD2 fireplace vacuum cleaner. I don't have a wood burning stove or log burner or an open fire, but my mum does, and this is going to be one of her Christmas presents, which is why you're seeing this after Christmas. So I'm going to show you this, box it back up, give it to my mum as a generous gift, and then at some time over the Christmas period while I'm staying at my mum's, I'll be able to demonstrate it after she's used her log burner. So hopefully we're going to have a cold snap over Christmas. This particular Ash vacuum has a 600 watt motor, a 14 litre capacity, 2-stage filter system, and comes complete with a flat pleated filter and a metal suction hose. So we've got some instructions here, guarantee registration, very thick instruction book, but that'll be several languages. They do other sizes. This is the smallest version. I knew that my mum wouldn't need a larger version with wheels, but if you have lots of log burners, open fires in your home, then you might want the bigger version, but with just one log burner, this small compact version will be fine. So we have quite a sturdy hose. It's nice and flexible, quite short, but it doesn't have to be long. It does feel quite a nice quality. It is plastic, the hose. I don't know if it's got metal on the inside, but you really shouldn't be picking up hot ashes with this. It should only be used when the ashes are cold. And you've got a nice sort of gulper nozzle built in this metal part. And actually, no, looking at it inside, it is actually metal. But I still wouldn't recommend picking up hot ashes, certainly not glowing. They could be warm. Normally the fire's cleaned out in the morning, isn't it? You've had it on in the evening, and then you come down in the morning and you clean it out. So by that time the ashes should be cold. So let's have a look at the machine itself. Quite light, not too big. Yes, you've got a metal bucket. Obviously the top is plastic. You've got the on-off switch here. And I believe this is a filter cleaning button, which helps to keep the pleated filter clean. Take off the motor unit, and we can see the metal bin to catch the ashes. So once it's been filled up, once you've cleaned out your log burner or open fire, you can take off the top and carry this bin out to dispose of your ashes wherever you dispose them. So as I said, no wheels on this, but it doesn't need them. It's just going to be carried to the log burner, used and then emptied. The hose just fits on here. It's just a push fit like so, and you've got a button here to press to release the hose. So here's the motor unit. The pleated filter also has this metal mesh in front of it, so that should come out. No, it just comes off completely. Oh, that's good. The whole thing comes off, and there's the filter, which you can clean obviously and replace from time to time. If it needs replacing, you'll be able to buy spare ones. You can't fit a bag, as far as I know. I'll check the instructions. Some Ash vacuums you could fit a bag to. But this can be used to pick up other dry debris if you want it. But I wouldn't pick up plaster dust or anything too fine, otherwise it's going to clog that filter. So that all comes out. You could clean that, so that comes off as well. But you could actually clean this part under running water if it gets very dirty, as well as the bin, but make sure it's all dry, of course, before you reuse it. But yes, this whole part you could clean easy enough. Let's pop the filter back, and under here you can just about see where the motor is. So it's a simple appliance. I'm just wondering how this button works. I'll see what it does. I'm going to plug the machine in now, make sure it works, obviously. Got quite a short mains cable. I'll put all the specifications under the video. But the cable is quite short, but fortunately I know that my mum does have a double socket very near her fireplace where she'll be using this, so it's more than long enough, definitely. There we are. Let's just untangle that. Pop it back together and it goes back into or onto the bin like so. Pop the hose in. We'll just switch it on. That's relatively quiet for a machine of this type, and the suction is pretty powerful. It obviously doesn't need to be hugely powerful. This machine is specifically designed mainly for cleaning ash out of your fireplace, so it doesn't have to have super suction, but that certainly is more than adequate. It's nice and quiet as well. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, for what I paid, I think this is a nice basic compact machine that will make my mum's life a little bit easier each morning when she cleans out her log burner in winter. And it's not too big. It can be stored away in the back of a cupboard during the summer months. I see there's a sticker on the back warning you, so you can pick up warm ashes up to 40 degrees or 100 Fahrenheit maximum. The pleated filter can be washed under running water, but make sure it's 100% dry before fitting it back into the machine. It's recommended you replace the filter once a year. To clean the filter using the inbuilt filter cleaning system, what you have to do is to take the hose, pop it into the hole at the top of the machine, switch on the cleaner, and then press the grey button 3 times with a 4-second gap between each press. That's about all I can show you for this part of the video, so I'm going to box this machine up, wrap it up and gift it to my mum on Christmas Day, and then I'll be able to show you it in action and also demonstrate to my mum how to use it, so she'll be able to use it every time she needs to clean out her log burner, which is every day during the winter months. So I think although it's a practical present, I think it's something that my mum will find pretty useful. One thing to note, on the smaller version there's no cord storage, so you could just wrap the cord around the machine. Obviously empty it after each use to make sure the filter is clean. You could leave the hose attached or take it off, and this will go in the cupboard under the stairs. You could keep it in your garage, but as long as it's away from any damp, don't put it in a damp area. Keep it in a dry place, and you'll be able to get it out every time you need to use it. So all in all, first impressions, it's nice and quiet, it seems pretty robust. Quite happy with my purchase, and I think my mum will find it very useful. So let's cut to a little bit later on and we'll see this machine in action. It's now Christmas Day and the present has been unwrapped and gratefully received, so now we can test out this Karcher Ash vacuum for the first time. We had the fire on last night on Christmas Eve, so there's plenty to clean out. So let's see how well this Karcher is going to clean out the fireplace, and hopefully it'll do it a lot quicker than having to sweep it out by hand. So there you go, that's the wood burner all spick and span, ready for another fire to be laid. It didn't take very much time at all. Let's take a look at the ash in the metal bin, and then we'll try out the filter cleaning function. So we just need to release the two clips at the side and take off the motor unit. And this part is still very, very clean. As you can see, the filter has done its job to keep the ash from going anywhere near the motor. And if we remove the lid, we can see there is a fair bit of ash, fine ash, gathered on this filter. You might be able to see it better if I take it out. Yes, you can see that is absolutely chock-a-block full of fine ash. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like after we've run the filter clean process. So we'll pop that back. Obviously you can manually clean that, take it outside, tap it against your bin, but we'll see how effective the self-clean feature is. So back that goes. Then we'll pop the motor unit back in place. Let's make sure it's seated, that's it. Close the clips. Then we take the hose, and then as I showed you earlier in the video, we need to connect the hose to the hole at the top, turn the machine on and press the filter clean system about 4 times with a gap in between each press. So there we go, about 3 or 4 times should be enough. Not sure how effective it's going to be. I'll take the filter out and have a look. It's not done bad, it has cleaned it a bit, but as you can see there is still a lot of ash on that filter. And this will need to be brushed, so you do have to have regular maintenance with this. And you can see the ash is now in the bucket, so best to do this outside I suspect, but you can tap it, probably just as effective. As you can see, tap it on the side of the bucket or outside preferably. But you'll need to do this really each time you use the ash vacuum, or every 2 or 3 times I would say. You can see it's a lot clearer than it was, but you can wash this, but make sure it's dry before putting it back inside the vacuum. And everything can be rinsed out. You could rinse this part out or just brush it. All this is best done outside, of course. So I'm going to take it outside, empty it all out, make sure the filter's clean, put it all back together, and then it will be ready for next use. You wouldn't have to empty it every time. For a small fire like this, I think every few times. There's plenty of capacity, but you will notice the suction drop off as that filter becomes clogged with the ash. As you can see, I've given the ash vacuum a bit of a wipe out with a damp cloth or a surface wipe to get rid of all the ash. You don't have to do this every time, obviously. Maybe once a fortnight, once a month, depending on how often you use the machine. I just wanted to leave this clean because it, is a Christmas gift. The one thing I will say is I don't think the filter cleaning system works very well. It got some of the ash off, but the best way of cleaning the filter in between washing it is to tap it on the side of the bin you empty your ash into, and obviously hopefully that will be outside, because it does create quite a lot of dust or ash when you're tapping it. So I've got the worst off, as you can see. It will be ready for next use. But before I reassemble this, obviously, I'm going to make sure that it's all dry. The filter housing needs to be dry as well. Then I can place the filter back inside, pop the filter housing into the bin, and then pop the motor unit on top, attach the hose and put it in the cupboard ready for the next time I need to use it, which probably will be tomorrow morning. If you have any comments or questions about this Ash vacuum, please comment below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Bye for now.